The world is full of breathtaking destinations, from the beaches of the Maldives to the mountains of Switzerland. But did you know that some countries are nearly impossible to visit as a tourist? Whether due to strict governments, ongoing wars, or simply unique policies, there are places on our planet where you can't just buy a ticket and go. Today, we'll uncover 10 such countries, each with its own story of mystery, danger, or exclusivity. Let's begin our journey. North Korea. North Korea, officially the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, is perhaps the most secretive country on Earth. Technically, tourists are allowed, but only on highly organized government tours. You cannot move freely, talk to citizens openly, or explore on your own. Every tourist is assigned guides who control what you see and hear. Even taking photos without permission can get you into trouble. Life beyond the capital Pyongyang remains hidden, making it feel less like a holiday and more like a carefully staged show. While some curious travelers have gone, few truly know what everyday life in North Korea looks like. Eritrea. Eritrea, located in East Africa along the Red Sea, is sometimes called the North Korea of Africa. Its capital, Asmara, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site filled with Italian-style architecture from the colonial era. The country also has stunning coastlines and mountains, yet tourism is almost non-existent. Foreigners need special permits to leave the capital, to take photos, and even to visit nearby towns. Visas are rarely issued, and the government tightly controls information. For travelers, Eritrea is a land of beauty and mystery, but one that remains nearly impossible to explore. Turkmenistan. Turkmenistan, a Central Asian nation along the Silk Road, is known for its surreal capital city Ashgabat, filled with white marble buildings, and for the door to hell gas crater, which has been burning for decades. But visiting is extremely difficult. Almost all tourists must be accompanied by a government-approved guide at all times. Independent travel is not allowed, and only a small number of visas are granted each year. With strict surveillance and unusual restrictions, Turkmenistan remains one of the least visited countries in the world, despite its unique landmarks and history. Bhutan. Bhutan, hidden deep in the Himalayas, is often called the Kingdom of Happiness. Unlike other countries, it measures success through gross national happiness instead of GDP. Tourists are welcome, but only under strict conditions. Visitors must book through approved agencies and pay a daily sustainable development fee of $200 to $250. This includes hotels, meals, transportation, and a guide. The system keeps mass tourism out, protecting the environment and culture. While costly, it allows Bhutan to remain one of the most exclusive and untouched destinations in the world. Saudi Arabia. For most of the 20th century, Saudi Arabia was closed to tourism. The only foreigners allowed were business visitors and Muslim pilgrims traveling to Mecca and Medina. In 2019, the country opened up with new tourist visas, but restrictions remain. Visitors must respect strict dress codes, rules of behavior, and cultural traditions. Women especially face unique limitations. Today, Saudi Arabia is promoting futuristic cities, desert adventures, and heritage sites, but its long history of isolation still makes it a challenging destination for outsiders. Libya. Libya once had a promising tourism industry, with Roman ruins ancient desert cities, and beautiful Mediterranean beaches. However, decades of instability and civil war have made the country unsafe for visitors. Many embassies strongly warn against travel, and getting a visa is extremely difficult. While sites like Leptis Magna are considered archaeological treasures, the ongoing conflict means they remain largely out of reach for travelers today. Syria. Syria is one of the cradles of civilization, home to ancient cities like Damascus and Aleppo, and UNESCO heritage sites like Palmyra. But after more than a decade of civil war, most of the country is unsafe for tourism. A few limited areas around Damascus are open, but visiting remains highly risky. Once a destination for history lovers, Syria is now largely closed to the outside world. Afghanistan. Afghanistan is rich in history and natural beauty, with breathtaking mountains and ancient sites. But decades of conflict have made it one of the most dangerous places for travelers. Since the Taliban regained control in 2021, tourism has almost completely disappeared. While the country has incredible potential as a destination, ongoing security risks mean it remains off-limits for most of the world. Yemen. Yemen has some of the most unique architecture and landscapes in the Middle East. The old city of Sana'a, with its ancient buildings, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. However, ongoing war and a severe humanitarian crisis make Yemen nearly impossible to visit. Even its most beautiful landmarks are currently off-limits to tourists, leaving the country as one of the world's least accessible destinations. Vatican Secret Archive. Our final stop isn't a country in the traditional sense, but a city-state, Vatican City. Millions of tourists visit the Vatican every year to see St. Peter's Basilica and the famous museums. But the Vatican's secret archives remain completely closed to the public. Only select scholars with special permission can enter. The collection contains centuries of historical documents, including papal letters, maps, and state secrets. It's one of the most mysterious places on Earth, and for ordinary tourists, it will always remain out of reach. These are just 10 examples of countries and places where ordinary tourism is nearly impossible. Some are closed by choice, others by conflict, and some by mystery. While they may be off-limits today, they remind us of how vast and complex our world really is. Would you want to visit any of these places if you had the chance? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating travel stories.